part-time to full-time in 6 months, from new agent to top agent in less than 2 years. I'm Jeffrey Jimenez, and this is my real estate journey. As I enter the operating room for my 4th spinal fusion on New Year's Eve of 2020, I made the decision to retire my wife from our corporate job, and I could not have done this without eXp Realty. Now let's rewind this. So Michelle and I met way back in 2003 in the halls of William Floyd High School, back when I was a little punk kid. She did not know then, but I sure as hell did, that Miss Jimenez was gonna be Miss Jimenez. After growing up together from 16 years old till now 34, I do not think there has been one obstacle or issue that Michelle and I together could not overcome and thrive from. In 2013, Michelle and I wanted to get into real estate. I kind of chuckled at the idea and went back to work with HVAC, but I supported Michelle's ambition, even though it was some crazy unpaid commissions only field of work that, to be honest with you, we had just came out of one of the biggest real estate crashes ever, but somehow she saw potential. Long story short, I knew she wasn't going to give up. I knew she wasn't going to back down, so I just let her go do her thing. As I thought would happen, Michelle got a little cold feet, stayed at the bank. One day, I'm out on the east end of Long Island, I'm digging a trench for a gas line, and my phone rings, and on the other line is Michelle. Screaming and yelling, Jeff, I met this investor. She wants to know her story. Come down. We got to go and meet them today after work. And I'm, kicking and screaming me. I just want to go home. I want to relax, clean the yard, and just get ready for the weekend. Little did I know back then that this was not my first, but my second great decision of all time. Obviously, the first one was meeting Michelle. Within the first 5 minutes of meeting these two great individuals, who now I hold near and dear as great friends and mentors, I knew that this was my next move, off to school to get my license. My mentor was amazing at helping me get started investing, but when it came time to try and get active in retail side of the business, he was more of a go figure it out type of teacher, which, to be honest, worked great for me. If I had questions, I picked up the phone and he was there. His motto was, I cannot teach you what you do not know until you don't know it. Worked perfect for the way I like to learn. My first year as a part-time agent, I closed 25 deals. I, myself, didn't think that was enough, but everybody told me it was great. I started getting momentum and had a couple of friends and past clients who wanted to come and join me and learn about the business. So we set them up to go get their licenses. Kind of naturally started building this team. A few months later, Josh signed up and quickly became a very productive part-time agent. Then Sarah came, and in between being a mom, a wife, a homemaker, superwoman, grew into a very productive agent. See, here was my dilemma. With my wife's support, I somehow was able to work the HVAC job, doing 70 plus hours a week. Found a way to come home and show 4 to 5 houses at night, pack my weekends full of buyer clients, as well as train and teach 2 agents that signed out with me in between. I knew there had to be a better way to lighten the load. Well, I guess the stress finally caught up, and I found myself in front of a surgeon the week of Thanksgiving with pain that I had never felt before in my neck. Come to find out, this was the start of not stress-induced, but hereditary degenerative disc disease. I'll never forget the surgeon telling me that if I kept doing HVAC, I would be paralyzed by 40. Talk about a wake-up call. This was the start of 4 surgeries over the course of the next 5 years. At that time, my 2 agents wanted more training, so I went out looking for a brokerage that could support my growth and our team. We interviewed a number of brokerages and came up with this crazy place called Exit. I remember everybody asking, what's an exit? At that time, it sounded amazing to get single-level residuals for sponsors, all this training for the agents. We all signed up immediately, and within 6 months, I quit my HVAC job and went full-time. Within the next year, as a full-time team lead, we were the number 1 team at Exit, following real estate leaders like Vincent Koo, who was unstoppable, dominating the market in New York City. They always said that as you grow, more issues would arise. Fast forward the next 3 years, we had doubled our size of the team. Now with 5 agents, the expenses had started to creep upwards, cutting to our profitability, not for just us, but our team as well. By the way, we are on Spinal Fusion number 2 by now, but still holding the number 1 team lead in agent production award. See, at Exit, our split would reset every year, and we would never make a true 100% because the company's max payout was 90-10, never capping. I went to speak to my broker, but he could not do anything to help me. I don't know why, but he couldn't. So I got this crazy idea that I was going to rechange the pay scale at our other company. And I made this crazy appointment with one of the regional owners of the company to sit down and try and come up with a great plan on how we could benefit teams at exit. That turned into, I need to recruit more, sell me a franchise, and that was not for me. I didn't want to do that. I always knew the broker was always broker than the agent. Frustrated, aggravated, and pissed off after that meeting, my phone rang. On the other line was Vincent Koo. See, Vincent was always someone not just myself, but everyone at Exit looked up to. I mean, he did have 3 of the top producing everything offices in New York City. Won every award, was the guy to be. By the way, did I tell you my phone was ringing and he was on the other line? At this point, Vincent had shut down 2 of his 3 offices, did not renew his franchise agreement, and moved everything to this crazy, weird company called EXP. So we answer the phone, and it's an invitation to come and speak at an event hosted by a mortgage company about how to build profitable, scalable teams. Without hesitation, I accept. I was going to be on a stage with brokers, owners, team leads that were so much further along in their career. I was finally going to be in the room where I felt dumber than everyone else. At this point, I loved being number 1. But when you're number 1, it gets lonely. You don't always grow. You become very comfortable, and you're just trying to see how far away second place is from catching you. I needed to get to the room where I felt like I didn't know anything. Like I had room to grow. Like people were there to challenge me. And this was finally an opportunity to be in that room. At the time, Vincent did not try and get me to come over to EXP, but just gave me a stage to speak on. We went to the event. This is where I met some of the most talented realtors in this industry. They were full of life, enthusiasm. They wanted to help and share. This to me was amazing. I was having breakfast with one of the biggest team leaders from Orlando, Florida, who dominated the market and had a team of 40 plus agents. She quickly invited me to come down to Miami, and she was going to show me her entire playbook. I was amazed. I quickly came to realize that I finally found my new home. And in the moment, made the decision to make the move, not just for myself, but with all the agents on my team, the agents that I had sponsored into Exit, everyone. By January 1st, 2020, myself and 10 agents made the move without a single regret. March 2020, COVID hit, and we leaned into leadership, who helped us with so much. From obtaining the SBA loan to qualifying for paycheck protection, that's a mouthful, from guiding us through legalities of working in a global pandemic. Even with all of this going on, we were able to have our best year yet. We were able to earn our Icon Award. And one of my best accomplishments yet was retiring my wife and having her work next to me every day. I'm blessed to be aligned with not only some of the best people in this industry, but also the best real estate company. Thank you, eXp Realty. I can't believe we're just getting started.